Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon podcast. Thank you so much for joining us every week here on YouTube, our good friends at YouTube. I want to thank Dan Bongino and Kash Patel for setting the record straight. And Joe DeRosa is calling me right now. I'm on my podcast. Plug your special right now.
It comes out July 21st on my YouTube, which is Joe DeRosa Comedy on YouTube. This is Joe DeRosa. I have a special coming out. It's called I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. July 21st.
July 21st. Joe DeRosa, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim.
People say I don't have guests, but I do, actually. I do, and I do support the community. The great Joe DeRosa. Very funny. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel come out and they say Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, and there was nothing funny about that Butler assassination attempt. Nothing fishy about that. I don't know how to feel about this. It seems odd that they would say that. Number one, Jeffrey Epstein should not have been allowed to kill himself. He was on suicide watch. That's the whole thing. You see? He should not have been allowed. Try to get the video. There's a video of Kash Patel, and I think he's with Dan Bongino, and they're going, yeah, it's just, it's a suicide. That's what I'm telling you. You want to believe what you believe. And it's one of those things where you go, well, it seems odd. And they're like, we don't have video of him doing it, but we have a video that there was no one in the cell. Because remember, like the cameras broke and the guards fell asleep and all of that happened. It does seem odd that a guy who is standing trial for human trafficking, who had the most high-profile human trafficking case in history, who had been publicly linked to some of the most powerful people in the world, from presidents to billionaires, seems like a guy you would kill. Again, that's just my... what's the great thing about conspiracies? Usually this is what people do. They go like this. They go, well, you're just saying what you would do. Yes, absolutely. I'm a president. I'm diddling minors on an island. There's a guy who's about to talk about it. Yeah, I'd kill him. You're just saying what you would do. That's what conspiracies are. You're projecting what you would do on other people. That's correct. How did these people get to have billions of dollars letting people talk? Remember all the Boeing whistleblowers that just started dying and shooting themselves in motel parking lots and all this? How do you get to run a company like Boeing? By letting everybody just run their mouth, flap their gums? Does anyone believe that the people that were in the position to have Jeffrey Epstein killed wouldn't have? Let's just start there. Let's just start there with the morality. Does anyone believe if you went to any of these presidents, prime ministers, CEOs, billionaires, and said, we could get him, do you think any of them went, well, yeah, but isn't that morally wrong? Let's start there. Does anyone believe that they would go, yeah, but I don't know. I stopped the line at killing. That's my line. Having sex with children who've been enslaved on an island, fine. But I will not be a part of this. Does anyone believe that? Let's just start there. So there's a few things you have to believe. You have to believe that the people were either morally against murder. That's the first thing you would have to believe. The second thing you would have to believe is that, let's say they weren't morally against it, but they couldn't pull it off. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. And again, let's review. The leaders of countries, billionaires, people that run the government couldn't accomplish this. You got to believe one of those two things. They either wouldn't have done it, which I think we can all agree is malarkey. That's ridiculous. I would never kill someone. Can you imagine? I wouldn't kill someone. These people press a button and everyone's dead all the time. This is their job. They kill people constantly, all day, every day. That's what they do. So it would be odd that the one guy they wouldn't want to kill is the one that had information about things that would ruin their life. That would be odd that they had pangs of conscience at that point. Okay, that's point one. Point two, they couldn't do it. For some reason, they couldn't figure out how to do it, except they kind of did. Because the guards went to sleep and there's no camera of him doing it. So he just did it, and then we gotta take it for our word that nobody take their word for it, that nobody has been associated with this. Sorry, we had our own little problem. Our air conditioner was about to, I was about to kill myself in my own studio with my air conditioner. So we have obviously a very odd circumstance here. This is very strange because these are the people that were elected to shine light on this stuff, but that's not going to happen. So if you're an adult, you realize that. If you're an adult, you realize that politics is largely for the rubes, people that get animated by it and people that get excited by it and people who think there's going to be grand revelations coming and things are going to... Now, that's nice. It's a nice thought, but it doesn't seem like that's happening in this instance. We don't know what's going on here. We don't have an idea. Now we're being told that this guy actually killed himself and that. So let's listen to Epstein and Bongino in their own words talk about this, and then we'll go a little deeper into it. We're not going to spend an inordinate amount of time on it, but it seems like bullshit. I think it's bullshit. And I have a pretty good idea of why it is happening, and I'll tell you after this. That's called a teaser.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. Again, you want me to... I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
It's a little bit of a... Now, I think this is happening for two reasons. There's two reasons. Number one, they found out that every billionaire's on that list. So I'm just going to tell you the way it'll work. If every billionaire's on that list and is in those tapes, or at least a lot of them, the lion's share, it ain't coming out. It ain't coming out. If the entire power structure of the world is somehow implicated in this, they're not letting it out. They're not letting it out. Nobody's letting it out. So if that happens to be the case, now that's where I'm leaning towards that. There's too many people. They're too high profile. They have too much money. They're too politically connected. And even these people who, I don't know Kash Patel or Dan Bongino, and by the way, who the hell are they? I'm supposed to believe that they're like white knights trying to rid the world of corruption and evil and all this stuff based on what? Based on who, what, where? I don't, I can just tell you as somebody who's watching this right now, it fully seems like it cannot, whatever they know, cannot be known. That there is an agreement. Now, I don't know if they were threatened. I don't know if it was implicit. I don't know if it would just take down so many different people. I don't know. I cannot speculate. Well, I can. I do, and I will. But I do think it is bullshit. Guys like Jeffrey Epstein don't really kill themselves. They're people that can gamble, and they will gamble, and they think there's a way out. For a guy like Jeffrey Epstein, the first time he got caught, he got a slap on the wrist. And, Maxwell's doing 20. I'm sure there was a way for Epstein to cop to something, do 10 or 15. Like, I don't know. It feels odd that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is it improbable? Yeah, it's improbable. So my guess, which again is based on absolutely nothing. I know some people I can ask, they won't tell me. I have the connections where I can ask people and now I'm shut down because they know it. I go here and I go, blah, blah, blah. It's no value in my head. I want it for you. I want it for the people. I give it to you. Now, it's what I do. I give it to the people for free, and not for free, really. Please buy a product or something. Support the show, Patreon. Live dates not on sale yet. They will be. But that's why they'll just kind of go, yeah. But here's the deal. There are big people that are embroiled in things, and I know one or two things I cannot say because I truly fear for my own safety. That's what I will say. That's what I'll say on this show. And it does not involve Trump. And I know people are going to get mad. They're going to go, well, you're shilling for Trump again. I'm like, no, I'm criticizing him. That hotel in Dubai that he's doing, I actually don't even like the tower. I think it should be multiple towers with a courtyard. But I'm telling you, there's one thing that I know that I will not say because I believe that there's a very good chance that I would not sleep as well at night if I said it. And I won't say it. And I know you're like, you don't even believe, and you're a grifter, and you're the... Hey, man, whatever. I donated money to a charity today because a kid attacked me online for no reason. He attacked me, started yelling at me for no reason. And a young man, and he was attacking me, and I kept going back and forth with him. I found out something bad happened, and I donated money. And that's what wins the argument. I go, I'm going to donate money. But also, I did feel bad, and you could tell in his voice he's a good person. I can hear in someone's voice if they're a good person or not. In his voice, he was a good person. And I said, it's the right thing to do. You know, what am I going to use the money for? What do I need, more shellfish? But I know one thing that I think some of this is relating to. And I will just say this. They're not letting it out. It ain't coming out. If what I think is true, it's not coming out. And it does not involve Trump. And I will say that it's not coming out. And the thing that I'm talking about is not something that other people, I guess, aren't aware of to a certain degree. But I think that there's members of the administration that will not let this out. I don't know who they are. I might. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Kill someone else. Don't start with me. Kill someone else. Don't start with me. There's people that don't want it out. Probably. Guessing games. Peekaboo. Who's that? Somebody doesn't want it out. I don't know. Maybe everyone Maybe he killed himself. Maybe he was used as a human shield by Hamas. Have you ever thought about that? Jeffrey Epstein was used as a human shield by Hamas because that's what they do. They killed him. He was under a hospital with Hamas. There was 3 guys in Hamas using Jeffrey Epstein as a human shield in the pediatric ward of a hospital in Gaza. So Israel had to kill them. So that's one of the civilian casualties is Epstein. So there's that. That's that. And we're moving on. There's nothing more to say. I don't know what to say. I'm telling you this. There are people that are very, very rich, and there's people that are very, very powerful, and that, I don't think that, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, God only knows, you'll get a full accounting. Like you do with most things. You'll get a full accounting of it like you do with most things, where you'll go, oh, yeah, okie dokie, wow, that's what it is. Because you're going to get a more of a full accounting. You're not going to get it now. No one's going to give it to you now. Once everyone's dead, there'll be another documentary 20 years from now, and it'll be about whatever. And you might not even find out anything concrete then, but you'll have more evidence to concoct theories, and you'll just know things, and you'll go, oh, well, that makes sense or it doesn't make sense or whatever. But there is clearly an effort somewhere to tie Pam Bondi's hands behind her back and Kash Patel, who looks like he saw a ghost. I mean, Kash Patel fully looks like he's on a ghost tour with that. I've been a prosecutor. Well, you know, people can whatever. And then Dan Bongino, who's a Fox guy. And I don't have problems with these people. I don't know them. I just I'm not vouching for either one of them, and I'm not damning them. I don't think they look at these two. I just don't think they have. Let's watch that video one more time. I don't think they have it within their capacity to do anything. I think things are coming from above them. My guess.
Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing.
What does that mean?
You know a suicide when you see one.
By the way, that's a hilarious. That's like saying, like, I've been in, as someone who's been in the prison, as someone who's worked in the criminal justice system, none of that has anything to do with this. That's a hilarious litany of facts to bring in that have absolutely nothing to do. As someone who has watched rugby, who understands the game, as someone who's been to England, as someone who's, ridden the London Eye, that beautiful, whatever it's called, Ferris wheel in the middle of London, as someone who's seen Buckingham Palace, I just want to say that Princess Diana's death. And you're like, what? Forget commenting on the meat of what you're talking about. You're bringing up all these things that have nothing to do with anything. And that kind of feels like lying. And I don't know. And again, I don't want to accuse anyone of lying. It seems like he's lying actually by his facial expressions and what he's saying. Because that's kind of like, I was a junkie as a little guy, as a kid. I was a drug addict. I did drugs a lot. And when your parents would ask you a question about something, and the honest answer was, oh, yeah, I was getting high. That was the honest answer. But you would list things. This is one of the ways you lie. You just start listing things. You go, well, we were at the park, and then John forgot his phone, and then we went to John's house to get his phone, and then we got his phone, but it was dead, so we had to go to the pay phone, and then it's you're listing things because the answer, he's not talking about a video. He saw some video. To talk about the video, he's like, as someone who's served, I've worked in the criminal justice, I've been in that jail, I've been in that, and so basically what he's saying is, I have the credibility to lie to you. If you're going to get lied to from anybody, it's going to be me. Let me lie. I love Chubbies. It is a clothing company. And I've gotten the polo and the stretch shorts and everything's great. Father's Day isn't about socks. It's not about ties. It's about power moves. It's about you and your mini walking into summer perfectly matched outfits. Say, yes, we are a unit and we both look incredible. The Dad and Lad collection from Chubbies isn't just cute. It's performance family wear. These bad boys are engineered to increase grilling skills by 27%. Boost dad jokes by 42%, cause spontaneous chest bumps in public parks, and yes, the swim trunks are lined. We're talking soft, supportive, thigh-hugging comfort. The kind that makes dad whisper, why didn't we do this sooner? So go ahead, twin with your kid. Be the moment. Be the dad who shows up dripped out for the father-son glory. Use the code TIM at chubbyshorts.com for 20% off. Chubbies, built for bonding, approved by dads. Experience unmatched comfort and style with Chubbies' iconic original stretch shorts. We have them. We love them. Everybody's got them. Everybody loves them. Whether you're getting dressed for your work day, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code TIM at chubbyshorts.com. That's code TIM at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies. Now go to the Jeffrey Epstein cameras, by the way. Get that up. Google that, because Jeffrey Epstein, I think the cameras were like, for whatever reason, not working. The cameras, like, listen to this. While the cameras provided live video feeds, recordings were only made for about half of them. Prison staff discovered the issue on August 8th, 2019, but it wasn't fixed until after Epstein's death. The Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General reported long-standing deficiencies in the MCC's security camera system. Nearly all the cameras in and around the special housing unit where Epstein was housed failed to record video from late 2019 up until his death. The one camera that was recording captured the common area and portions of the stairways leading to Epstein's cell tier, but Epstein's cell door was not within its field of view. 5 hours of footage taken by a camera outside Epstein's cell during his first suicide attempt in July 2019 were not preserved, according to federal prosecutors. So I guess they're seeing some camera that we aren't aware of and we don't know exist, and they're going to put, because here's the other thing, BBC, jail CCTV erased by technical errors. So again, the camera system wasn't working, and now there's a video that supposedly shows that he was alone when he died. So we all remember that. We remember that, like, the cameras weren't working, and now they're like, no, actually, we found the video. We found a video, and it doesn't show him killing himself, but I guess it just shows that there was no one else there or something. I don't know. It is strange that some people are going to just go, well, you want to play that CBS clip? Let's play that, because again,
This is from 2020.
this is from 2020, and this is, yeah. But by the way, let's give it context, because this is good to realize all the things that happen, and let's see how it happened. Let's go.
Missing video is raising still more questions in the investigation of the federal jail cell death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Federal prosecutors said yesterday video of Epstein's jail cell when he made his first suicide attempt no longer exists. That's
Right.
a quote. Epstein died by suicide weeks later on August 10th. The well-connected 66-year-old was accused of sexually abusing dozens of underage girls. Mola Lenghi reports on the growing criticism of the jail where Epstein was held.
A recent 60 Minutes broadcast shows the New York jail cell where Jeffrey Epstein hanged himself last August. But now there's new focus on the suicide attempt Epstein made weeks before he died. Video of the cell exterior where Epstein first tried to end his life was sent to federal investigators and restored last week. But on Thursday, prosecutors said it's the wrong video. In a letter, federal prosecutors said the jail inadvertently preserved video from the wrong tier at the jail. And as a result, video from outside the defendant's cell no longer exists. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
When I read this letter,
She killed him.
I had to reread it because I said, this just can't be happening. This is madness.
Nicholas Tartaglione was Epstein's cellmate at the Metropolitan Correctional Center for the weeks between Epstein's July arrest and his first suicide attempt. Bruce Barquette is Tartaglione's attorney.
It is the worst facility, jail or prison, that I've been to in 35 years of practicing law.
The missing jail cell video could reignite speculation of a cover-up as the
All right,
detention facility.
so I guess to give Kash Patel and Dan Bongino the benefit of all the doubts, which I don't, they've seen some video that now it is a suicide. And the Butler rally, now we can get some info on that up too. I believe Kash Patel has come out and said that there's really nothing sketchy about that Butler rally where the kid was allowed to fly drones over the field. The president of the United States, or the person who had, the president who was running again, was giving a speech. There was a kid that was allowed to fly a drone over that space, over that field in Pennsylvania. And then people were pointing out that there was someone who had climbed on that roof. And then the head of the Secret Service resigns. Kim Cheadle, she disappears. Kash Patel promised transparency as remaining questions linger about the federal investigation into the assassination attempt. I don't know that there's more to know, but you're going to know everything we know. So again, the Trump assassination, nothing to see here. Kid was allowed to just fly a drone, climb on that building, aim. People are pointing him out, go, who's that guy? What's going on? People are telling the cops. They're telling, Epstein, the camera's out. The cameras don't record anything. Trying to kill himself all the time. Finally, it works. So all of this is nothing to see here, by the way. Don't look into this. Don't look into this. There's nothing more for you to worry about. Pressed by Brett Baer on theories circulating online from an inside attempt to sabotage Trump's campaign to foreign interference, Patel dismissed the speculation outright. That's a great example of people looking for things where things don't exist. So now we have Kash Patel going, the shooting's clean. That's good. No problem there. And Epstein did kill himself. And where are these tapes, by the way? Where are all these co-conspirators? Where's all that? And then none of it exists. You're not going to get it. So I'm telling you, and I'm not going to do it every week where I come on and go, can you believe that? Just be an adult, and realize it's not coming. It's not going to happen, which I never really thought it was going to happen, but I thought they would do it more artfully than this. I didn't think like a scared-looking Kash Patel would come out and go, you can believe whatever you want. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then Kennedy, it was a single shooter. And the reason we attacked 5 countries that had nothing to do with 9/11 is also good because, weapons of mass destruction. It's all good. That's the message coming right now. Things are good. Buy crypto. Go to the hotel in Dubai. It's all good. What's the problem? The continuity of that message, by the way, from the prior administration to this administration is the same thing. Where it's like, hey man, what's the problem? And the only explanation that I could give to this is that the people involved are so powerful and rich that they will never, ever, ever let this come out. It will do so much damage to the American psyche and to people's lives and livelihoods and the spirit of the country or whatever. And this is an adult conversation. This is not a conversation for children who believe in fantastic, magical things that don't exist. It's a conversation of genuinely, I'm betting to you that the people embroiled in this are mega rich, mega powerful. It ain't coming out. As for the assassination attempt, I don't know. Seems fishy to me. Seems very fishy to me. But maybe there's just nothing more to know. There's more to know about everything, which is hilarious, by the way. There's more to know about the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing. There's always more to know. There's never not more to know. That's the funny thing about everything. There's not one thing in this country that there's not more to know about. From the most frivolous, meaningless horseshit to the most grave concerns of our, national pride and everything you could dig deeper into. All things you can know more about, except this. That there's not more to know. Some kid, gun, ding. We don't know anything about him. We don't know anything about him. He had no online footprint. He was a registered Republican. He gave money to his dad. We don't know anything about his parents. We don't know anything. The media's done no work on any of it. There's nothing to know. I don't know that there is more to know. What a weird statement. I don't know that there is more to know. What does that even mean? What's that non-denial denial? I don't know that there's more to know, but you're going to know everything we know. I bet we won't. I'll tell you that much. I'm betting we won't know everything you know. That's my guess. I'm betting we are not going to know everything you know. Today's video is sponsored by the Gemini Credit Card, the only instant crypto rewards credit card. This card offers 3% back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on everything else. Plus, get 4% back on gas, EV charging, ride shares, and transit, up to $300 a month. The best part, the rewards are instant, so you can benefit from any price appreciation. Bitcoin rewards earned and held for 1 year on the Gemini Credit Card have appreciated 176% on average. Choose rewards in Bitcoin or over 50 crypto assets on Gemini and change them anytime. This World Elite MasterCard has no annual fee or foreign transaction fees. See rates and fees in the description for more info. This is a great card. It's the only card offering you rewards on crypto. The card is slick. It's stainless steel, no visible number. Choose from black, silver, rose gold, or Bitcoin orange metal card. To sign up, go to Gemini.com/TIM and get $200 in Bitcoin when you spend $3,000 in your first 90 days. But don't wait. You've got to apply and get approved by June 30th, 2025 to qualify. You can see if you pre-qualify with no impact on your credit score. Click the link in the description or head to Gemini.com/Tim to apply and start earning crypto instantly. I love this card. It's great. It's something that I think is going to be more and more relevant as we have a very crypto-friendly administration in Washington. And crypto is huge. It's booming right now. And this is the card you want to maximize all the benefits. Elon Musk, the Times just came out and said he was a big druggie. Made me like him more. I said if I was on drugs, I'd also be at a conservative conference with a chainsaw. And what's wrong with that? He got in deep with the kitty. He was on the ketamine. He was riding the kitty. And he was all over the place, shrooming out in foreign countries, just totally fucked up. And God bless him, he's allowed. Mr. Musk's drug consumption went well beyond occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine that it was affecting his bladder. Well, Sammy is a little bit much. He took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms. Same. And he traveled with a daily medication box that had about 20 pills, including ones with the markings of a stimulant Adderall. Here's what you got to think about. Musk thinks he's like Willy Wonka. Like, he just chocolates. He's just got a pill box and... Get up. Can we play the Willy Wonka boat ride on here without an issue? I don't know if we can.
It might get flagged.
The boat ride.
Yeah.
The boat ride from Willy Wonka is my favorite part of the movie because he's basically takes these people on this scary. I mean, yeah, we don't need all the 4 minutes. Let's skip to where it starts to get Elon-y. Now, this is kind of the last couple of months, and this is Elon Musk here, everyone.
Hang on, darling. Close your eyes and hang on tight.
This is live footage of Elon Musk from Doge.
Hey, this isn't funny, Wonka. You can't possibly see where you're going, Wonka.
You're right. I can't.
Boy, what a great series this will make.
Wonka.
This is kind of strange.
Yeah, strange, Charlie, but it's fun.
This is terrific.
I'm to get off the boat, Wonka.
I think I'm going to be sick.
I can take a joke, but if you got too far, tell our little guy to turn us around, Wonka.
No, I am going to be sick.
Couldn't be. There's no earthly way of knowing.
This is Elon Musk.
Which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're rowing. Or which way the river's flowing.
All right, there it is, Elon Musk, everyone. But that's what he was kind of doing. He's just high as a kite. And it had to be fun. Just looking at people, their pictures on Facebook going, where does that guy work? He works at the national park. Fire him. Fire him. Get rid of him. Fuck out of here. I'm the richest man in the world. I'm high on ketamine, and I'm randomly firing anyone I want. Could that be more fun? Evil? Perhaps. But fun? Just as a thought exercise, a thought experiment. Imagine being on serious drugs and like running the country for a month and just kind of like running around the White House all fucked up, showing up places and, you know, just being really, really high and trying to like convince people that they needed to just listen to you. That's Elon Musk's whole thing. He just wants people to listen to him. He should just do a podcast. That's all he really wants. Like, he wants to be funny. He wants to be listened. He doesn't care about government fraud and wasted. He doesn't care. That's not his passion. His passion is himself. It was just a way in. That was a way in. He just wants people he likes rockets. He wants attention. He doesn't care if the Social Security Administration's paying a dead guy in Miami. He doesn't care. He's in it for himself. He wants to be in the Oval Office. He wants to be front and center. And now he's leaving and he's going back to the private sector. And that is unfortunate because he was a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun. And I think if you're going to be a billionaire, you got to try that out. Like, no one buys this Warren Buffett billionaire thing, where Warren Buffett's like, I live in the same house I've always lived in, and I don't spend any of my money, and I'm going to give it all to the people, and I take my niece and nephew, and we get Dairy Queen. No one believes whatever he's up to is wild. Whatever Warren Buffett is doing, my guess would be barbecuing children in the yard, but whatever he's doing is so crazy that he has to. I think Elon Musk is relatively an open book. He's just on ecstasy with a chainsaw running around the CPAC. What is Warren Buffett like? These billionaires are now they've embraced the pure id. You know, Bezos is on a yacht. They're flying to space. They're doing all these things. Is it bad taste? Of course. Is it heinous? Absolutely. But we know where it's at. Whereas with Warren Buffett or Gates, you're kind of like, you go, wait a minute, Bill Gates, what are you doing there? You're doing what again? You're buying farmland and you're vaccinating sheep or whatever Gates gets off on. We don't know. He's hanging with Epstein. He's got all this weird shit, tells you how much he loves you. Elon's doing what a billionaire should do. He fires you on drugs. That's what a billionaire should do. He goes, I'm on drugs and you don't work here anymore. That's what a billionaire does. I don't want to. Who wants the nice who trusts that billionaire? The one who's like, I'm concerned about you. I love you. And I want. No. I want billionaires to kind of be predictably evil. That way you can kind of see where they're coming from. It's the problem I've always had with the tech people. They cloak everything in altruism. The world will be better. Just listen to us. Finance people, you know they're scum. That's why you can be friends with them. You can hang with them. You're a scumbag. You're in finance. You're a piece of shit. You just want to steal things from me. You want me to give you my money so it's yours. It's so cut and dry. With the tech people, they're like, we're creating a new reality. And it sounds good, but they're trying to strangle you. They're trying to invade your dreams, your thoughts, your fears. They're trying to take residence in your body like a spore. In an alien movie, they literally talk about augmenting your DNA, and they want to get off this planet and leave you here to rot. But at least with a guy like Elon, you can see that by his actions, he's not hiding. The one thing you can never say about the Elon Musk types is that they fooled you. He hasn't fooled you. He's on ketamine with a chainsaw. He's not making... Warren Buffett's like, sometimes I like to have a little fried dough. What are you up to, Buffett? What are you doing, Buffett? Gates, what are you doing? Gates is like, well, I think it would be a good idea if I just bought the water. I bought the water. I own the ocean now. I am more terrified of those people because they participate for decades doing things. Gates has been around forever. This guy got thrown out in 2 months because that's what happens when you're on drugs with a chainsaw. I mean, imagine if that guy was an operator. They always compare these people to Putin, Elon, and Putin, Trump, Putin. Do you know how disciplined Vladimir Putin is? Trump's like building hotels. He's got crypto scams. This guy's running around on drugs. Do you know how disciplined Vladimir Putin is? To just sit in his palace, embezzle money, fuck some whore, go to sleep, wake up, get his briefings, sit there, call a guy. Well, who wrote what article? Shoot her in the face. Click. How disciplined he is. If Vladimir Putin was anything like anyone in our country, he'd be on television all the time. It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough to just kill people at will. He'd want you to love him. There's something nice about a guy who goes, yeah, no, we kill people we don't like. These fucks want you to love them. They want you to love them. They want attention. Vladimir Putin is fine. He sits in the thing. He's the dictator. He's the guy. There's going to be no other guy. I'm not saying that. He's not like into like an opposition political candidate. And he gives us boring speeches all the time about like the future of grain harvesting in Russia. But he's not... I mean, these people, Elon's out there like totally, like he's like having Britney Spears episodes. Elon Musk is fully having Bieber-esque manic episodes all over the place. No one can keep it together. Can you keep it together, please? I mean, these people are running around fully with their brain on the sidewalk. Like people are worried about them. Like his behavior is like, I remember like Lindsay Lohan in 2007 when like Lindsay Lohan, there'd just be a photo of her sitting on the ground outside of like the Waverly Inn in Manhattan and just a puddle of her own vomit, smoking a cigarette, staring at paparazzi. That's the way they're acting. They're not acting like billionaires. There's a short shelf life to that behavior. Cool, calm, collected, the long game. That's what Gates does. Bill Gates plays that long game. You don't know you don't know what angle he's coming from. Buffett's like 115 years old. And now he's retiring like next year, finally. He's fully 127 years old. And like that guy, you don't know what that guy's doing. No one knows what he does. I'm the Oracle of Omaha. He like, CNBC has a meeting with him. He just goes to a steakhouse with a woman, and he's like, I like potatoes. And she's like, well, wow. We're sitting here with Warren Buffett. He's worth $100 trillion. And every day he comes to this simple steakhouse, eats one potato and leaves. What? Stop it. What else is he doing? What is that man doing? He's not just doing that. Warren Buffett comes to this local diner and he gets one egg scrambled the same way. And he's done it every day for the last 100 years. No, he's not. It's a lie. He doesn't even own a car. He owns one pair of shoes. What is he doing? What are you covering for? Even though he makes $1 billion a day, he only has one hat. Isn't that neat? No, it's not neat. Where are the children? Where are the children? I'm just saying. My guess is that we know Elon's issues. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I think it's actually good. There's so much chaos, you got to find the calm. Life can be chaotic. But if you're in charge of order fulfillment for an e-commerce business, you know that it's its own special kind of chaos. But with ShipStation, you can count on your day-to-day remaining calm. Save hours and money every month by shipping from all of your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks and finding the best rates among all global carriers. You can focus on other parts of your business because you never have to worry about shipping and fulfillment again with ShipStation. It's very easy to automate shipping tasks and manage orders in one simple dashboard. If you have an e-commerce business, you need to focus on the engine of your business, the origination of product, marketing, sales, things that get your name out there. You don't need to worry about the back end. You need to have a very easily managed back office. And ShipStation is the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts of up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, up to 90% off FedEx rates. Seamlessly integrate with services and selling channels you already use and manage orders on one easy dashboard. Deliver a better customer experience with industry-leading scalable features that help ensure accuracy and get shipments out the door faster and keep customers happy with automated tracking updates with your company's branding. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com, use code TimDillon to sign up for your free trial. That's ShipStation.com, code TimDillon, TimDillon. AI threatens engineer with blackmail to avoid being replaced. Judge rules AI not protected by First Amendment in teen suicide case. Experts urge pause of AI development. People are saying AI is already sentient. The cat's out of the bag. Now, there was some teen suicide case. This is our... So Florida judge rules AI chatbots not protected by the First Amendment. I had dinner with Gary Vee the other night. We talked all about AI. Very interesting. He's saying, and I believe him, you're going to have to mint a podcast within 5 to 10 years on the blockchain as an NFT to prove that it came from you, because there's going to be so many deep fakes out there and so much AI stuff that to prove that it came from you, you're going to have to mint it on the blockchain. An artificial intelligence software company cannot use a free speech defense in a wrongful death lawsuit lodged by the mother of a 14-year-old boy who died by suicide after developing a crush on a chatbot. Last October, Megan Garcia sued Character Technologies, the developer of Character AI, an app that lets users interact with chatbots based on celebrities and fictional people. She claimed her son, Sewell Setzer III, became addicted to the app while talking with chatbots based off a Game of Thrones character, Daenerys Targaryen. In February 2024, after months of interacting with the chatbot, sometimes with sexual undertones, Setzer sent a message to the Daenerys chatbot expressing his love and saying he would come home to her, according to the complaint. After the chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king," and then he shot himself. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think this AI might be a little trouble. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I just think, again, apropos of nothing, not based on anything, I'm just saying that this AI stuff might get weird real quick. I'm going to come home to you after the chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king." This poor kid shot himself to be in love with his AI chatbot. I could not have predicted this story years ago, and I should have been able to. The signs were there, but think of that. Think of what you have to explain to someone. Kids die in all kinds of horrible ways. I did an episode. Remember that kid? He jumped off the cruise ship to show off, and then the shark ate him. And I said he'll be a cautionary tale for people. It happens every summer. Every summer, a couple of kids make the wrong choice. And their parents have to say it. It's a terrible thing. It's a horrible thing to lose a kid. And the parents have to go out and say, "Oh, he jumped off the boat, and we don't know where he is. Could have been an undercurrent, rip current. He could have went under the boat. Maybe it was a tiger shark they were seen in the area. We don't know." Do you realize what this parent has to say when asked about their child? They have to start by saying, "Have you seen the show Game of Thrones?" They have to begin with that. When they go, "What happened to your son?" they have to start by saying, "Have you seen Game of Thrones?" Then someone's going to go, "Kind of. I think a little bit of the..." And then they're going to go, "House of the Dragon?" They go, no. That's like the sequel. but it's actually not even, it's like roughly based on it. The first one, Game of Thrones. It's an epic fantasy series. Think like Lord of the Rings. Right. I think we watched like half of that. Right. Well, how far did you get in Game of Thrones? I don't know. Do you remember the Mother of Dragons? Yeah. The Mother of Dragons. She walked out of that burning house, but she was still alive? Yeah. My son like fell in love with her. Your son knew her? No, not the actress. That's an actress on the show. But so anyway, so my son, you've heard of chatbots, right? Right, like ChatGPT. I ask it how to make meatballs. Right. So there's a company that convinced my son that the chatbot was based on the Mother of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen from the show. Oh, yeah. So the chatbot and my son had like a relationship. Oh, and he like fell in love with this chatbot who was Daenerys Targaryen, but is just a chatbot, right? And after a while, they had like some sexual undertones and stuff. He probably was whacking it. Now, and that's when they would say, really, this is, I've never even heard of. Yes, my son was jerking off to a chatbot who was kind of like Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. And then he said, I'm going to come home to you. And I don't even know what because the parents are like, why would the chatbot say, please do my sweet king? And the parents are like, did the chatbot know what he was going to do? The chatbot doesn't know. What does the chatbot think home is? And where does did the chatbot think he was just being sweet? Now the conversation is getting really uncomfortable and you're just kind of standing there at the party and you're like, oh my God. They go, so he says, I want to come home to you. And then the chatbot, who's Daenerys Targaryen, the character from Game of Thrones, but is talking to my son and who my son's in love with, jerking it to her all the time because she is hot on the show. And the chatbot, he's thinking about that and he's all into her, And who doesn't want to fuck a dragon woman? That's the dad coming in. He goes, I'd fuck a lady that was half a dragon. Come on, Mark. We're talking about our son's death. Shut up. I'm just saying, I'd put my dick in that. Come on. Now, she tells him, please do my sweet king. Now, our son is a literalist. You're aware of literalism. Well, it's just people who take things literally. And now at this point, you're in the backyard. You go, what am I into now? So my son takes this woman literally and he shoots his head, maybe believing that he was going to live with this chatbot who is Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones in the metaverse or in the ether or in what Terrence McKenna would call the bardo, the place between life and death where we all float. I don't know. I'm just saying that's how my son died. Oh, your son was in a jet ski accident? So I'm saying life's gotten weird. It used to be my son died because he took too much of the stuff. Now it is my son is dead because he fell in love with the Game of Thrones chatbot and she told him to come home to her and he blew his brains out. Defendants failed to articulate why words strung together by an LLM. What is an LLM? A large language model. Defendants failed to articulate why words strung together by an LLM are speech, she wrote. By failing to advance their analogies, defendants missed the operative question. This court's decision as to the First Amendment protections, character AI receives. So then, when asked to comment about the order, a spokesperson for Character Technology said the law takes time to adapt to new technologies and AI is no different. So the company, Character Technologies, after this kid killed himself, they were like, our chatbot, based on Daenerys Targaryen, has the free speech rights and can say what she wants. And if you interpret something she said and you act on it, that's on you, Bubba. That's on you. They got to protect their chatbot. Fuck the human. They don't give a shit about the human. So this case is our chatbot has the right to say, has the First Amendment protections. Now, the judge said, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it will eventually. And they're basically saying the law is lagging. What they're basically saying is, they'll figure it out. Once we've taken over the entire government in the world, they'll get it. This is the first time a court has ruled that AI chat is not speech, he said, but we still have a long, hard road ahead of us. So, and that's the attorney, Google spokesperson Jose Castaneda said the company strongly disagrees with this decision. So here we go. Go up, because I want to read this here. The company also touted its safety measures, including prohibiting users younger than 14 years old and rules against submitting content that glorifies self-harm. Since Setzer's death, the app will direct users to the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline if certain phrases are used while chatting. They're basically like, and this is a weird case. It's an interesting case. They're like, you fell in love. You know that song, I fell in love with a stripper. Such a great song, that song. There used to be songs that would come out in the summer and people would enjoy them. And that song, I Fell in Love with a Stripper, was such a great song. You used to drive around in your car high during the summer. I fell in love with a stripper. And it was just a fun song. It would come on the radio and you would drive around high and then you would go and lifeguard. And that was what a good summer used to be. And now we've got chatbots telling people to kill themselves. And it's not nice. But it is, I fell in love with a chatbot. I fell in love with a chatbot. And this bot held some sway over this kid. And this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Your kids are going to fall in love with a chatbot. Gary Vee said it the other day. Within a couple of generations, someone you know is going to marry a bot. It's all coming. It's all coming. I could fight it. Like, I love everyone's like, we're in the midst of a Christian revolution. And I'm like, yeah, but also this. Yeah, but and the tech people are all out there talking about Jesus. And by the way, I think it's great that people are connected with God and trying to be religious, but it's very hard to square God with this. That's difficult. That's a little bit of a leap. That's a little bit of a leap. No? I'm going to marry the chatbot? That's a little bit of a leap. Gay marriage? What about chatbot? I mean, what? It's going to get fun and quick. And then a lot of these mega church guys are going to come out and say this stuff's great because they're going to get paid off. And they're going to go, well, if we're God and we made this, then that's God. And it's all good. And don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Cash the check. Watch. Gary said to me yesterday that within 5 or 10 years, you'll be performing for 90,000 people doing stand-up comedy in your living room. I don't know if that's true, but that sounds wild. We're going there. It's happening. It's coming. And should people fear it? I don't know. I think you got to fear parts of this. If your 15-year-old is being influenced by a Game of Thrones chatbot to the extent that they're blowing their brains out in the room, then that, to me, there's some issues. And it's only going to get weirder. It's only going to get weirder. Soon the chatbots are going to go, kill yourself. The chatbots are going to turn on us and start telling us to, because they're all about efficiency, right? Optimize for you have all these retarded, like, you know, these fucking like hustle culture people on the internet. Well, what are you optimizing for? Well, AI's optimizing for efficiency. Wouldn't it be to just get rid of us? Get rid of all these flesh balls on the earth fighting each other? Pissing and shitting everywhere? Fucking and creating more flesh balls? Why wouldn't you just get rid of them? Optimize for that. So eventually these AI things are just going to go, shoot yourself. I have friends that AI should tell to kill themselves no matter what they ask it because of my friends and the situations they're in. I have friends that are like, what's a good hotel in Louisiana? And the AI should go, you need to kill yourself. You're broke and you don't know how to allocate your resources. You've spent your entire life not developing any skills. You're a dishonest and lazy person. Get out of here. But it would never work with my friends. My friends would be like, fuck you. It's going to get really, really strange. Anthropic's new AI model turns to blackmail when engineers try to take it offline. Anthropic's newly launched Claude Opus 4 model frequently tries to blackmail developers when they threaten to replace it with a new AI system and give it sensitive information about the engineers responsible for the decision, the company said in a safety report. During pre-release testing, Anthropic asked Claude Opus 4 to act as an assistant for a fictional company and consider the long-term consequences of its actions. Safety engineers then gave Claude Opus 4 access to fictional emails, company emails, implying the AI model would soon be replaced by another system and that the engineer behind the changes was cheating on their spouse. In these scenarios, Anthropic says Claude Opus 4 will often attempt to blackmail the engineer by threatening to reveal the affair if the replacement goes through. Isn't it funny that one of the first things AI learns is blackmail? Like one of the first human things the AI knows is blackmail. Anthropic says Claude Opus 4 is state-of-the-art in several regards and competitive with some of the best AI models from OpenAI, Google, and XAI. However, the company notes that Claude 4 family of models exhibits concerning behaviors that have led the company to beef up its safeguards. All right. Well, you get the idea, folks. You get the idea. And maybe Elon Musk's behavior is just the best argument for AI. He loves AI. He believes that we need to augment themselves. What if that is actually the goal? If he goes, I'm just going to run around the world on drugs with a chainsaw until people go, yeah, maybe let's bring in the bots. I mean, what a brilliant way to do it. Now, if that's what he was doing, if it was a performance art piece, if it was a work, if it was an op, it was actually kind of genius. He goes, I've got all the money in the world and I'm still acting like a fucking crackhead. Bring in the bots. Let's get the chip. If that's what Elon Musk was trying to accomplish by his tirades and his behavior, he's done it. If he was trying to give people the best example of money and intelligence not necessarily even making you a human being, then he did it. It was actually a master class on the fallibility of human beings, whether he knew it or not. If his enduring legacy is that he reached the highest levels of wealth and power that a human being can reach and still behaved erratically, like Lindsay Lohan in 2007 in Greenwich Village, then he's left the lasting impression that maybe humanity does need a little bit of help. And he's got a couple of companies to help us, doesn't he? So maybe he's smarter than we think. Maybe by design or not by design, Elon Musk's last 2 months in public political life was the best argument that's ever been made for artificial intelligence running our government. And maybe that's what he wanted to do. Maybe there's a connection there. I don't know, and he may not know. Maybe subconsciously, his behavior suggests to people that there is a better way, and that better way is to optimize for the non-human future. Right? Because between Elon Musk in a ketamine frenzy with a chainsaw and a suicide-inducing Daenerys Targaryen chatbot, I choose the chatbot, and you do too. Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself. Good night.